this does not just destroy her life, this destroy her entire family's life. So that's why we can't accept mistakes in this field. I wanted to tell you that medicine is a field. When we do mistakes, we have to learn from that, because this is a field where there is no chance that acceptance of the mistakes will be happen. In my point of view, it were four major subjects, but I would like to consider five major subjects. Hi guys, I hope you are doing well. So today's topic is about my overall experience in first semester exam of second year. So I would like to share my experience how it were first semester of second year with you, all of you guys, because I get queries about that. How do you feel exam in Romania in medical education system as compared to in India? So to be honest, I don't have experience about the medical education in India because I didn't study there MBBS. So because I'm doing here, so, but I have experience about the NEET exam because I give their NEET exam. So I will tell you about my experience here, how I studied at first semester and how I did my exam in the first semester of second year. So let's dive in the video without wasting a time. So we will go by point wise, I mean with every subject and how was my experience with that. The video will be not very long because I don't want to be talk about a lot of stuff, but I will talk the important stuff in this. So in my point of view, it were four major subjects, but I would like to consider five major subjects because I will tell you the reason why right now considering five major subjects. Before I was just considering four major subjects. So here we start with our anatomy, which is the first major subject in my point of view. So anatomy is a very interesting subject, but at the same time it is a very difficult subject as well. But it's very interesting subject. If you ask to any medical students, definitely he will say the anatomy is one of the difficult subject because it's difficult. Okay, we had in the first semester like of the second year about the gastrointestinal tract, about the genetical part and embryology of the gastrointestinal tract and the genetical part. So it were very interesting. And we don't give the exam like MCQs and like writing. We have to give like we talk in front of the professors and he asks questions from that. University have subjects about the gastrointestinal tract and about the genetical part, so and the embryology. So they ask from that, but sometimes it depends on the professor. Sometimes they directly ask from anywhere of this genetical part and from the gastrointestinal tract. So you should know about that. So it was so interesting and it was so nice. So anatomy is done. Let's move on to the second point, which is the histology. Histology is a very lengthy subject in my point of view. It's not a difficult subject, but it's very lengthy subject because we had to study it about the 500 pages of the book, which were one of the complicated cases. But it was so amazing in my point of view because if you don't know about the histology, so how could you treat the patient, because you don't know from which part this tissue is belong. So you should know about that. So it was so interesting. So we have to study 500 pages and the exam, like when we have to go in front of the professors, so we have to take two subjects and we have to know both the subject. If we know just one subject, we can't pass the exam. So it were overall kind of difficult, but it were so lengthy because of that. It were difficult, but it were so interesting and it is done. So let's talk about the physiology, which is one of the interesting subject and it's very nice subject in my point of view because it's overall logical thing, which I like it and it's really interesting. Physiology is like the MCQs exam and you have to give MCQ. It were kind of difficult, but it were practically very interesting as well in my point of view because I love to know about that and it were so interesting to get to know about the how our system work, how the central nervous system work, how the our cardiac system work. It was so interesting and I learned a lot from that. So it's a kind of hard, at the same time it was so interesting and practically very interesting in my point of view. If you studied very well that material physiology, so definitely it will help you when you will go in the like in fourth year, fifth year, because these concepts are repeating in the fourth and fifth year. When I talk with the students who are in fourth and fifth year, they said me that if you study good physiology, so it will definitely help you in the fourth year and fifth year because this overall concept repeating in fourth year and fifth year. So it was so interesting subject in my point of view. Physiology is done. So let's talk about the number fourth major subject, which is microbiology. Microbiology, to be honest, it were 80% I liked about that because it were interesting topic about we have to know about the immune system, we have to know about the how the bacteria and viruses attack on our body and how the immune system protect us. But I didn't like in that 20% because of the practical, because the gram positive and gram negative bacteria, they use different types of colors by which they can get to know this gram positive, this gram negative bacteria, which I don't like, to be honest. I'm not very big fan of that. It very good, but I was not interested in that much, but it very good in my point of view. I studied from that. 80% of microbiology were very good, but 20% I didn't like it much, but it is done. So let's talk about the biochemistry, clinical biochemistry, which we have in second year. To be honest, I said in the beginning of the video that I consider that 4 subjects are only major from in my point of view, but right now I'm considering 5th, because I will tell you the reason why I'm considering these subjects as a major as well. Because the reason is, it were people saying that it's super easy and every stuff is very clear and concept clear. It were easy and it was super concept clear. I agree on that. But I took this exam in a very lightly, and I think like I don't have to study very much. I just have to study some, and it will be good, because overall there is no much complication in this. But I did mistake in that, and that's make a trouble for me. To be honest, because of this, I didn't pass this exam. And when I talked with my professor about my mistakes and everything, she just said me that I can't help you. And to be honest, she were not wrong. When I asked her, she told me one thing that I said, I know, because I did mistake in this, but I knew the answer, but I didn't have the sufficient time. That's why I didn't write the answer. And she said me that, sorry, but you are in the wrong field. In other fields, so they can accept the mistakes, but in this field we can't accept your mistakes, because it's one of the very high profession, and we can't accept any mistakes from you. So you should be careful about that. And that taught me a good lesson, to be honest. And it was nice. And but at the same time, I agree on her perspective, because she said me, you are in the field where we don't have to be accept a single mistake, because it will take someone's life. And to be honest, I want to give an example of that, because when I were in my anatomy lecture, there were my professor, he were taught me, and he said me that, not me, in the general in the class, he told us like there were one doctor who were his friend, and that doctor were doing surgery. And I don't want to make a very long video, and I don't want to make a very long story, because I want to give you just overall view of how is the medicine and how you should be studied for that. And you have to accept your mistake as well, and you have to learn from that, because we are in the field which don't accept mistakes, and we can't take a risk. So I will give you this example. So my professor, he said he has one friend who were the surgeon, and that surgeon did one surgery for the appendix, but unfortunately he cut, instead of arteries of the appendix, he cut the arteries of the ascending colon. And he said that after 10 minutes the woman died. And this does not just destroy her life, but this destroy her entire family life. So that's why we are in the field where we can't accept any mistakes. So overall, this were my video and how difficult it were here. So I told you in a very short about my semester exam, second year, my first semester exam. So I would like to know that how is in your medical school, and how is overall view in your medical school, how difficult it is there. I would like to know about that, because overall view here is also not an easy. The people think it's very easy, but it's not easy. It's a super difficult task, because overall we are in the same medical field. So we have to study a lot about the things. You have to be clear concept about everything. So this is the overall video about my first semester journey of the second year, and I hope you like this video, and you will subscribe, and you will share this video with the medical students. So I will see you in the next video. Until that, take care. Bye.